So I'm sure a lot of people think I'm silly for being. But anyway, so my sister found a little hummingbird in the pool, and it was injured, had an injured little wing, and it just passed away a few minutes ago. But I was thinking about it because, birds die all the time, I know, and we never really notice a lot of times. Sometimes it'll be in your yard or something, and then you notice, and but this one, because it was in the pool and she got out of the pool, it was in a little box in the garage where it was a little bit warm. We were letting it warm up because it was really cold from being in the water. And so I was out with it in the garage for a little bit. And as I started talking to it, and there's like kind of a calm voice. And I did video it, and I'll put some of the video on here because those things they're amazing little creatures. But and then the timing of it, it was moving around a lot more, and I couldn't tell if it was like, I was kind of hoping maybe the wing injury wasn't as bad, and so, and one way or the other, if it wasn't doing well, I didn't want it to be in a, garage for its last few minutes. And shortly after I got it out in the sun, it passed away. And I was just thinking about it because I was talking to it, and it was kind of moving around and stuff. And I think animals are very intuitive and can kind of sense from tone and body. I think that sometimes it can be calming and make it less scary. And the fact that I was able to get it out in the sunshine first made me feel better, and because it was over under a tree that I think it used to frequent, kind of know a lot of the birds in the neighborhood. Like, the hummingbirds are usually, most of them live in or frequent at least, the little pomegranate tree next door. They really like that tree. And but it just made me think about, being interrupted with grief, and not and just sitting in grief about it, because I was sad and I was hopeful at first. I was really hoping that it was going to be okay. And but I guess I was just thinking that those last few minutes, and because I was talking to it, I know they don't understand words, but I was talking about, like, if you're feeling better, we'd go take you over to the pomegranate tree, and, just whatever. But I could have been frantically trying to make a little, what you call it, not a sling, but a splint. I could have been trying to fix it or make medicine. I could have been trying to do all kinds of things that wouldn't have helped in the end, because it was clear there was probably more of an injury, because we don't really know what happened. But I could have kept it in the garage until the very end, because hoping that if I could keep it there that we could fix it somehow. But instead it was, just being with it for a few, and then taking it outside, and then letting it go. And this story I tell myself because there are several attempts it made to try and fly away, like try and start fluttering, and the wing was failing. And I think because before it went, it made it one more attempt to fly, and I think that it just tried so hard with all of its little tiny spirit that the spirit just flew away and left the body behind and doesn't even know. And hopefully it's, a happy little hummingbird spirit out there. And I know a lot of people don't have the same kind of connection I do with animals, and also a lot of people, sorry, um, well, I'm a pretty sensitive person, so I get moved by stuff pretty easy, which is one of the reasons that um, I'm careful with how I interact and all that with people. But even though this was sad and I'm sad to watch something die, I think it would have been scarier to drown in the pool, because who knows how long it would have taken before it died, cold and scared. And at least its last few minutes were with somebody that I think that, like I said, I do think language, like tone and body language and distance and not feeling, I think it hopefully felt at peace. And yeah. But I don't know. I guess I just think that maybe this is what I get for talking about sitting in grief when I made my video last night. But sometimes when I was just thinking, I know it doesn't really necessarily matter, but sometimes it's nice to know. Of course, I'm humanizing, but it's nice to know that your life in some way is seen and affects somebody, and you know, and if that's all I can offer is, yes, it's affected me and I feel sad for it, and I'll remember it, and I have video I will share of it, and I don't know, it made a little tiny ripple in my world, at least, even though it was a tiny little bird and a happening that might easily be overlooked. But I don't know exactly what it means, but I do believe that when things like this happen, even though it's a small little thing, that there's meaning in it. I haven't settled on exactly what that is yet, because I have to sit with the feeling for a little bit and let it show me what it needs to show me. But yeah, and I will put some video on there. I don't know if I will. I'll probably the ones where it was being the most lively and not put anything really, like the last little bit. I don't know if I had it on footage or not, but anyway, yeah, that's it. Just that's what's happening. And you can laugh at me for crying, or you can cry with me, because I know there are other people out there that are moved by this stuff also. So, but it was a sweet little bird. I know, because I'm pretty sure I know which one it is, and I think just yesterday I got footage of it in my yard, and I'll put that on there too. It was flying around. So, anyway.